Lesson number 3 for Sunday, January 15. Tithe equals a tenth. Dictionaries define tithe as a tenth part of something, or 10%. This definition is likely taken from the Bible narrative. Tithe is simply returning 10% of our income or increase to God. We understand that all we have belongs to Him in the first place. The tithing legislation given to Israel at Mount Sinai points out that the tithe is holy and belongs to God. See Leviticus 27:30 and 32. God asks only for His 10%. Our offerings of gratitude are separate from and in addition to the tithe. The tithe is the minimum testimony of our Christian commitment. Nowhere in the Bible do we find any indication that God's portion is less than a tithe. Genesis 14:18-20 says, "And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High. And he blessed him, and said, Blessed be Abraham of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be the Most High God, which has delivered your enemies into your hand." And he gave him tithes of all. What was Abraham's response to meeting Melchizedek? What does this teach us about how far back in history the practice of tithing goes? The first mention of tithe in the Bible is in Genesis 14, which tells the story of Melchizedek's meeting with Abraham. The last mention of tithe in the Bible recalls the same encounter, but the words tenth and tithe are used interchangeably. See Hebrews 7:1-9. Note in the Hebrew story that neither Melchizedek nor Christ were of the tribe of Levi. So tithing precedes and follows the selection of the Levites. Tithing is not exclusively a Jewish custom and did not originate with the Hebrews at Sinai. Genesis chapter 28, verses 13 and 14 says, "And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham your father, and the God of Isaac. The land whereunto you lie, to you will I give it, and to your seed. And your seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east, and to the north and to the south. And in you and in your seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed." Verses 20-22 say, "And Jacob vowed a vow, saying, If God will be with me, and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall the Lord be my God, and this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be God's house, and of all that you shall give me, I will surely give the tenth to you." What did God promise to do for Jacob, and what was Jacob's response to God? When Jacob left home, running from his angry brother Esau, one night he had a dream of a staircase that ascended from earth to heaven. Angels were going up and down on it, and God stood at the top and promised to be with Jacob and someday bring him back home. This single young man had a real conversion experience and said, "The Lord shall be my God, and of all that you give me, I will surely give a tenth to you." Why is it important to understand that tithing, like this Sabbath, was not something that originated in the ancient Israel legal or even religious system? What message should we who live after the cross take from this truth? From the book Patriarchs and Prophets, page 525, it says, "The tithing system did not originate with the Hebrews. From the earliest times, the Lord claimed a tithe as his, and this claim was recognized and honored. Abraham paid tithes to Melchizedek, the priest of the Most High God, Genesis 14:20, and the Israelites were about to be established as a nation. The law of tithing, at that point, was reaffirmed as one of the divinely ordained statutes upon obedience to which their prosperity depended. The system of tithes and offerings was intended to impress the minds of men with a great truth, that God is the source of every blessing of his creatures, and that to him man's gratitude is due for the good gifts of his providence. Have a blessed day.